This is an extract from the Leader podcast by the Evening Standard, hosted by me, David Marsland. To hear the whole thing, search for us on your podcast provider. If you're not one of the 90 million viewers of a video of a llama dancing to this song from an old Russian cereal commercial, then TikTok is probably a bit of a mystery to you. There are, to be fair, quite a lot of questions about the Chinese-owned social media platform, like does Beijing have access to its user data? That's denied by the company, but the US is suspicious and nearly banned it. Now, Microsoft might be stepping in to buy it, taking over operations in the States, Canada, Australia and New Zealand, but not the UK. Now, here's another question. Could TikTok open a global headquarters in London? It appears to be on the cards, and our editorial column certainly hopes so.
The possible Microsoft deal covers 4 of the countries which work together in the Five Eyes intelligence sharing network, but not the 5th, Britain. Quite why that is hasn't been made clear. One reason might be that Britain has been in the running for TikTok's global headquarters, and possibly still is. The government here says it would be a commercial decision, but it should back the plan much more enthusiastically. It's a rare chance for Britain to take a lead in social media. Whether TikTok will still want to come here after China promised retribution for Britain's defence of Hong Kong's rights is another matter. But we should welcome the dancing llama to London.
Our tech journalist Amelia Heathman is here. So Amelia, what do we know about this London deal?
TikTok has been looking to do a UK HQ in London for a while. This was put on pause in July following the wider geopolitical context around the UK banning Huawei from its 5G telecoms. But now it's potentially looking to open a global HQ, so not just a UK one, like its main head office, as long as the deal is approved by UK ministers, which is a massive deal for London because obviously the other social networks have offices here, but we don't have a global HQ. And, you know, the initial UK HQ could have created 3,000 jobs. I think of the potential of like a global HQ for London from TikTok, which, you know, given the state of affairs at the moment is probably, you know, obviously the jobs and the money and investment it would bring would just be massive.
Yeah, the UK economy's taken a hit because of the coronavirus pandemic. We're also looking at a post-Brexit future, so something like this could be really significant for the UK. I wonder if those strains between the UK and China over Huawei might affect things a bit.
So ByteDance, which owns TikTok, that's initially what kind of cooled the briefings, the initial talks, but now it looks like it's back on. I mean, particularly for ByteDance, they want to have a HQ outside of the US, they say, to better serve their global users. And if TikTok is obviously growing, you know, just massively, it's like it's had 2 billion downloads, it's got 800 million monthly active users. And for an app which is just over 2 years old, like, that's huge reach. And it's obviously just growing. So, I mean, if you don't really want to be in a country where the president says he's going to ban you every 5 seconds. So it makes sense that they would kind of be looking somewhere else for a HQ and not the US.
And TikTok themselves have categorically denied that there's any risk over user data, haven't they? They're trying to push themselves almost as a Western company. I wonder if basing their HQ in London might be part of that strategy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It would be a massive PR image for them. The thing is with TikTok, so ByteDance is the big company that owns it. It has TikTok, which is more of its kind of global app. And then it has Douyin, which is its like Chinese version of TikTok, where all its Chinese users are. So that's how it's able to kind of have this separation. And it says that it kind of stores all its data, you know, away from China, so it doesn't have those potential issues with the Chinese government wanting the data. And there's so many people, they don't realize that TikTok is owned by a Chinese company. It's the same way so many people still don't realize that Instagram is owned by Facebook. You know, it's obviously just part of the image that it's trying to curate.
Like you said, it's only been around for 2 years. How has it got to the size that it has?
The money they've spent on advertising is just massive. Like, it's, you know, you might have noticed, I think it was last year, it was just constant advertising all across the different social networks. And I think it comes from the fact that it's really different. You know, it's a short form video app. People make videos up to a minute, and it's all served via this algorithmic feed, which means you just go on the feed and you just can just end up in this just constant stream of videos. And it kind of has, because of this algorithmic nature, it sort of has the potential to go viral more than Instagram, which is almost more of like a closed shop if you just kind of stick to your own like personal accounts that you follow. Obviously, the coronavirus pandemic has had a massive impact as well. You know, people are spending more time online than ever. People aren't connected to people in the same way. And, you know, a lot of celebrities have come onto it, but it's not without its issues. You know, the Indian government banned it recently alongside the likes of WeChat because they were saying that the apps were collecting data illegally and secretly collecting information from people's phones. It has to be noted that this followed clashes at the India-China border in the Himalayas. But it's also really fun, you know. You can just spend like half an hour just watching some random stuff, and obviously it has its issues, but in general it feels less dark than some of the other social networks.